Yo, this Drakeo the Ruler case just took a turn that a lot of people have been waiting years for. And if you're not caught up, let me break down exactly what we actually know right now. Because there's a lot of noise online and I only want to give you what's actually been confirmed. So back on December 19, 2021, Drakeo the Ruler, real name Darrell Wayne Caldwell Jr., was stabbed backstage at the Once Upon a Time festival in Los Angeles, the one headlined by Snoop Dogg at Bank of California Stadium. He was rushed to the hospital in critical condition and ultimately died from his injuries, just days after turning 28. That's been confirmed by multiple outlets and by his own mother, Darylene Corneal, who's spoken publicly about identifying her son through a hospital window because of how his death was being treated as a homicide investigation. According to his mother, he was attacked by somewhere between 40 and 60 people after YG appeared in the backstage area. And
rolling clip, I seen the gloves the other day. YG security, dead homies, cuz try to act like he was on something. Nah, yeah, on the hood. I'm gonna give you the whole story later on. I use them on the hood, big buff. You know what I do to that? So we do to them, cuz. You know what I mean? Act like they want pressure, act like they putting out this, so man, you hiding, niggas hiding in the lows. Don't come out, don't come out. But buff cuz, you was out cuz, I on the dead homies, cause you froze up on the dead homies. The only reason that I've been stalling you because you already know my brother love you, my big brother love you, nigga. But on the hood, the way you was acting like you wanted to play ball, oh, sick, so you know what it is. You thought cause I had them hoochie mama shorts on it wasn't cracking up. I'm like, hey, look at that boy with the Daisy Duke.
Multiple reports confirmed that YG's crew and Drakeo's crew clashed right before the stabbing happened. That part is well documented. What's also confirmed is that YG and Drakeo had beef leading up to that night. That's not a secret. That's public record from years of back and forth between them, including diss tracks and public statements that both artists made about each other before the tragedy. Drakeo's mother has been incredibly vocal in the years since her son's death. She's described the moment of identifying him at the hospital, saying she wasn't even able to hug him or kiss him because his death was already being treated as a homicide. By the time she got there, she had to view him through a window. That's the human cost behind all of this that sometimes gets lost when people are more focused on gang affiliations and conspiracy theories than on the actual grief of a family that lost their son in a violent public way. Now here's where it gets serious and current. On July 23, 2026, California Highway Patrol along with Burbank SWAT executed a search warrant at a commercial property connected to YG in Burbank, located on Moss Street near Magnolia.
LA rapper Drakeo recently got arrested, charged with murder and all that shit. They're alleging he tried to set up another rapper, and when the rapper didn't show up to the event that allegedly he was getting set up at, the homies he had listed to put in the work, I guess, you know, funked off with somebody else and somebody got killed, you know what I'm saying? So they're alleging that he was the one that set it all up, arranged it, ringleader of the shit, basically, you know what I mean? So it's unfortunate, you know.
YG was on the property when it happened and was detained during the search. I want to be clear on the terminology here because it matters a lot. Detained is not the same as arrested. YG was not arrested. He was held during the execution of the warrant and then released without any charges. CHP has publicly stated that YG has not been named a suspect or a person of interest in this investigation. That's directly from law enforcement, not speculation. The operation started early, around 6:30 to 7 in the morning, with both CHP officials and Burbank SWAT on scene. Officials haven't disclosed publicly what, if anything, was found or removed from the property during the search. That detail alone tells you this investigation is still very much active behind the scenes, even though we don't have visibility into everything they're working with. And if you needed proof of how unbothered YG wanted to appear, his Versus battle against the game was still scheduled for that same night, and it went on as planned. He was on stage hours after being detained by SWAT that morning. That's wild timing regardless of what actually happened during that search. Now, before you keep scrolling, if you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe.
The nigga Drakeo was all on Adam shit, right? Talking about this nigga. No, like,
man,
right?
Drakeo is dead, bro. What are we talking about? Don't make me disrespectful.
Hold on, homie.
Hey, bro, look. Hold on. Hey, you know Drakeo shit used to be on the table and ain't there no more, right? Drakeo shit was on the table and ain't there no more, right? Hold on. You do know I said fuck Drakeo and his brother worked there on Friday. Dumbass stuff, bro. Hey, Drakeo is dead, bro. Hey, bro. Bro, the nigga that killed Draco, I passed the bottle back and forth to him all the time.
Subscribe button because I'm going to be tracking this case as it develops, and trust me, you don't want to miss the updates when they come. So what do we actually know about where this investigation stands? According to reporting, the case has been difficult to crack because witnesses have not been cooperating with law enforcement. That's been a consistent issue since 2021. TMZ has reported that this lack of cooperation is a major reason nobody has been arrested yet, despite this happening in front of dozens, if not up to 60 people. When you've got that many witnesses and still can't get anybody to talk, that tells you something about the environment and the pressure people are under to stay quiet. There's also a reported connection investigators are looking into between Drakeo's murder and the killing of another LA rapper, Slim 400, whose real name was Vincent Colren. Slim 400 was shot and killed in an ambush in Inglewood, California at 33 years old. He'd actually survived being shot at least 8 times back in 2019, which makes his eventual death even more tragic given what he'd already survived.
Got guns. The niggas ain't got no knives though. What you say, look? Oh,
this is an ace production.
Oh Lord, that nigga D3 got a knife. Stab a nigga in the neck, throw a nigga trife. Beefing with the game, you ain't gonna make it through the night. Nigga, I keep a 30 on me, something like a dyke. Oh Lord, that nigga D3.
He was signed to Pohaz Inc., the same label that discovered both YG and DJ Mustard early in their careers, and he was born in Frankfurt, Germany to a military family before being raised in Compton. Investigators are reportedly examining whether there's a link between these two homicides, though as of now that connection has not been publicly confirmed or explained in detail by law enforcement. I do want to pause here because there's a lot of content online right now naming specific individuals as the person who stabbed Drakeo, throwing around gang affiliations, and claiming to have the entire conspiracy mapped out. I'm not going to repeat those specific names or claims in this video because none of that has been confirmed by law enforcement or by any credible news outlet. Some of it might turn out to be accurate down the line if charges are actually filed, but right now it's unverified claims circulating from creators who are sourcing information from unnamed insiders, social media comments, and secondhand accounts. I'd rather tell you what's actually confirmed than risk spreading something that could be wrong and put real people in a dangerous position, especially in a case that already involves this much gang-related tension. What I can tell you,
people be knowing, like, if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. I'm not finna be going out there doing no rap diss and shit, cause like, if it's smoke, it's really smoke with us. We ain't playing, you know? So, like, I'm gonna tell the homies the same shit. Like, bro, I done told D3 that, like, we ain't doing none of that weird shit for nothing, for the rap. No, we not on none of that, nigga. We trying to make hits. We gonna move around, nigga, get rich, nigga, and have fun, nigga. All that rap beef and all that shit, we not rap beefing, we really beefing.
Is that this case appears to be picking back up in a real way after years of what looked like a stalled investigation. A search warrant executed with SWAT presence on a property connected to a public figure is not a small step. Search warrants require law enforcement to show a judge there's probable cause to believe evidence connected to a crime exists at that location. So whatever led to that warrant being approved is significant, even if we don't know the specific contents of what investigators are looking for. If you've got thoughts on where this case is heading, drop them down in the comments section because I want to know what you guys think law enforcement is actually building toward here. Is this the start of real accountability after nearly 5 years? Or is this just another moment where police make noise and nothing actually sticks? Let me know. What's clear is that Drakeo's family has been vocal about wanting justice this entire time. His mother has said publicly that she won't rest until justice is served for her son. That's a mother who's been waiting years for any kind of movement in this case. And now we're finally seeing law enforcement take an active step with search warrants and detentions connected to a public figure. Whether that leads anywhere concrete remains to be seen, but it's clearly more activity than this.
See what street? Where y'all at? Street y'all. Maybe in the car is different. Whole lot of ice. Whole lot of ice. Whole lot of ice. I'm about to call it some cars right now.
Okay.
We'll load up though, we just double up on there or something.
All of you guys?
Yeah, all of us.
You guys stay close?
Yeah, we all staying right here. We're not going to the plug right now.
Stand like to the side.
Yeah, that know what's going on. Yeah. This bitch don't be slapping. Yeah. Whole lot of years.
Case has seen in a long time. I I also want to point out that YG has consistently and publicly denied any involvement in Drakeo's death. That's important context. Being connected to a search warrant, having beef with somebody, or being present in the vicinity of a crime doesn't equal guilt, and law enforcement themselves have said he's not currently a suspect. So while this is clearly a significant development, we have to be careful not to convict somebody in the court of public opinion before there's actual evidence presented through the legal process. This case has real stakes for real people, and a young man lost his life in a violent way in front of dozens of witnesses who still haven't come forward years later. That's the part that should stick with all of us, more than any theory about who specifically did what that night. A mother is still waiting for closure nearly 5 years later, and that's a weight that doesn't go away regardless of how the internet chooses to cover or speculate about this case. If this video helped you actually understand what's confirmed versus what's just rumor floating around right now, do me a favor and smash that like button, because it genuinely helps this channel keep covering stories like this the right way, with facts instead of speculation dressed up as certainty. I'll keep you updated as this develops, because based on the activity we're seeing right now, I genuinely don't think this is the last headline we're going to get on this case. Peace.